us as we inch towards the conclusion and hopefully new commencement of this beatific Bandara. This is an invitation for us to wonder. This is the word revered Babuji Maharaj uses as the feeling that should underpin our quest. It is indeed a matter of immeasurable blessing, indescribable bliss, and infinite benevolence of our Master that we are able to participate, whether physically, digitally, or mentally, in this truly milestone occasion, not only in the history of this noble Sri Ramchandra mission, but also in the history of humanity and spirituality. With your affectionate permission, dear sisters and brothers, in Daji Master's style, I will periodically pause so that we may effect an inner applause that reverberates in our hearts. We applaud our minute intention to participate in this event and remain grateful for his magnanimity that makes this togetherness with him possible on this sublime occasion. Should we not use this opportunity to pause and wonder, firstly, about the uniqueness of Sahaj Marg and heartfulness, secondly, about its evolution and our masters, and finally, about what we can do as abhyas, about the uniqueness of Sahaj Marg. As Babuji describes an efficacy of Raja Yoga, Lalaji's birth was to awaken the sleeping masses to divine consciousness and thereby extricate humanity from the coils of a troubled existence to the ultimate possibility of life. Sahaj Marg and Sri Ramchandra mission emerged to translate this intent of nature into reality. We know from our history that Lalaji was awakened even in his childhood and attained perfection in 7 months, something unparalleled in spiritual history. The real marvel, though, is that it did not stop with Lalaji. On reflection, there appeared to be 7 what Daji Master would call positive disruptions that mark our way, and surely Master could add more. Number 1, redefining human potential far beyond the state of Satchitananda associated with the Sahasradhar Kaman through the discovery of the central region. Number 2, revolutionizing the spiritual training through the rediscovery of yogic transmission that requires no belief in it, but instead offers an experience of the divine. Number 3, compressing the time to attain the ultimate to this one life, in fact even better. Number 4, crafting a simple and secular spiritual practice that we as common men can pursue alongside our worldly lives. Number 5, ensuring scalability by shifting pranahuti or yogic transmission from a one-to-one to a one-to-many process that allows us to enjoy such bandaras. Number 6, enabling several others through the Master's permission to participate in divine work via the tradition of preceptors. Finally, securing sustainability through the genius of the spiritual master to prepare another as himself to support humanity through infinity. These, dear sisters and brothers, are unprecedented in spirituality. We are the fortunate benefactors of this unique system of sadhana that can help consummate the deepest and insistent quest in a human being to reunite with the divine. Is not Sahaj Marg and our own experience something to wonder about? About the evolution of our way and our masters. Our way evolved through the action and the person of the spiritual masters in their respective times, three in our case before our beloved Daji Master. Lalaji, our Adi Guru, sparked this way through the innovations we earlier referred to. Equally moving is his sublime personality. Three aspects that I touch upon. Number one, Babuji's description of him as an embodiment of toleration, moderation, and devotion. Number two, his principles of conversation that transform the energy of interaction and one's own consciousness. Number three, his total selfless generosity that Daji Master describes as the Lalaji spirit. The story goes that Lalaji allowed his disciple, Babuji, to be the first to be initiated to the ultimate, when he could have enjoyed that distinction himself. He is described as an embodiment of Jnana Yoga. May we imbibe his sublime qualities. Babuji, the special personality, the founder of Sahaj Marg and Sri Ramchandra Mission. From formulating a method to creating an organization, to giving our way its foundational philosophy, to offering a set of maxims for a purposeful life, to traveling all over India in the early years by train and within cities by cycle rickshaw, transmitting to the atmosphere and sowing the seeds of spirituality, to his initial travels overseas with disciple Parthasarathi, one can go on. What a stupendous contribution to formalize and expand this way. How many of us here have had the privilege of Babuji's association? How blessed. For the rest of us, Chariji and now Daji keep his sublime personality lingering among us by drawing reference to his utter simplicity, his self-effacing humility, childlike innocence, his total mastery, and his unswerving devotion. The story goes that he was willing to reverentially, yet audaciously, forego even the highest unprecedented spiritual blessing and attainment unless it was rooted through his beloved Lalaji. Such was the intensity of devotion to Lalaji. He was applauded for this by nature. He is described as an embodiment of Bhakti Yoga. May we imbibe his divine qualities. Totally. Dear Chariji, the magnetic and majestic personality who effected the global expansion of this way. He spent 50 years in the mission, 30 years as the master, traveling extensively to all corners of the globe, carrying his master's message and method, not to forget his walking stick, melodious whistle, and charismatic smile. He took Sahaj Marg to over 100 countries, inspiring people from different walks of life to human aspiration and purpose. From creating ashrams and centers worldwide to giving the mission a solid administrative and financial backbone, to inspiring a large pool of volunteers to a life of service, he created the hard and soft machinery of this mission, enabling it to be a service organization of this global stature. By taking people along with him in his travels, he cemented the social fabric of the mission, allowing us to feel a sense of brotherhood and belonging to a grand cause of nature. How many of us have had the joy of Chariji's association? Babuji describes Chariji as the perfect blend of the Eastern heart and the Western mind. Daji Master describes him as a karma yogi who worked tirelessly and with much poise, surmounting pain and suffering almost all through his life. Many of us have experienced his supreme compassion and his extraordinary capacity to touch seekers from all walks of life. May we imbibe Chariji's capacity to serve and his heart of the lion. Now, our beloved and dear Daji, a daring mystique. What we have witnessed through his persona in the last just 5 years of his tenure is a wonderful and delightful dance of divinity. Building on the edifice set by his predecessors, what he has steered in merely 5 years is 4 to 5 times what has happened in the preceding 70 years. He has introduced the 4th M of Sahaj Marg after master, method and mission by unleashing a movement, the Heartfulness movement. His vision is awe-inspiring to touch all humanity in keeping with the wishes of the hierarchy. The scale is staggering, from 200,000 to several million seekers, from 4,000 to 13,000 preceptors, thousands of corporates, students, teachers, people in villages touched. His innovation is exhilarating. Master classes, heart sap that allow seekers to meditate with transmission anywhere and anytime. We are a modern mission using technology for human advancement. His empowerment is liberating. It is no more only his movement, but really our movement. By allowing and encouraging us to participate per our passion and possibility without pressure, he has made us spiritual entrepreneurs like himself, infusing us with the feeling, this is my mission. His social impact is amazing. Education through Brighter Minds, environment through Green Kanha, healthcare, and the list goes on. The depth of his teaching and instruction is enlightening. Evolution of Consciousness series, linking refinement of character with spiritual progress. Integration of science and spirituality, the rigor of training to preceptors. Every Bandara message carefully crafted, the incisiveness of insight in every interaction of his. His outreach through publications is refreshing. Heartfulness Way and Designing Destiny makes spiritual life so interesting, intriguing, and inviting to all. His creation, Kanha Shantivanam, is astounding. He said the other day, Kanha is not merely this place, it is a principle or a symbol of the world we want to create. We can go on, sisters and brothers, and remember this is only his first 5 years. On a lighter vein, any corporate CEO globally would sacrifice an arm and a leg for such a launch to his or her tenure, for sure. What is more soul-stirring, though, is the manner in which he has gone about his divine mandate. He combines the jnana, bhakti, karma of his predecessors and tops it up with this stunning boldness that makes him an unstoppable, admirable spiritual missile. He speaks in Lalaji style. He carries Lalaji's spirit by urging us to aspire to surpass the Guru, assuring us that such an aspiration is not arrogance. He embodies Babuji's simplicity and anonymity, evident as he allows everyone to take center stage even during this Bandara. He lives Chariji's capacity for incessant and effortless work, Kanha being one manifestation. May we follow him and participate in his work with wonder. Remember, the game has just begun. About implications for us, the third and final topic. What could we do that might fill him with wonder? Master's Basant message is as heart-wrenching as it is enlightening, especially this idea of the crucifixion of the Master. He even referred to it in his talk yesterday. Many of us feel an unbearable agony when in some of his recent talks our Daji Master is having to explain or justify his actions to us. Perhaps he is picking up a sentiment of questioning or interrogation among us that he is responding to. It is worth our integrity-backed introspection. He has cautioned us that an analysis of the Master is indeed fraught with danger, as A, it can lead to our disconnection, and B, we are digging our own grave. However, he graciously mentions that this analysis of the Master is inevitable in our developmental journey and therefore not to feel bad. Yet, our scrutiny hurts him, as the article says. Surely none of us wants this. With such a Master supporting us, why should we accept his consolation that this analysis is inevitable? Instead, why don't we attempt to develop without crucifying the Master? Would it not be our breakthrough that we could offer as a credit back to him? Surely we can also attempt a positive disruption at our humble level. How do we do this? Of course, his blessing and permission are paramount in guiding and guarding us, but that is always there. Of course, our assiduous sadhana is a prerequisite. Beyond this, we probably need a slight reorientation from interrogation to constructive clarification. What I mean is to hold and convey an energy of humble, appreciative inquiry rather than questioning. That is, giving the benefit of any doubt that we may have to the Master than to our own opinions. Master is always willing to respond. I shall share 3 personal examples. First, in a recent car ride, I asked him, Master, why did nature wait for so long after yogic transmission was lost before Lalaji's birth? Sensing a touch of interrogation in the question, he said, well, waiting for the right time, I suppose. After a pause, he added, but now you are indulging in spiritual gossip. I said, sorry, Master. And he immediately smiled and was relaxed again, ready for the next question. I felt closer to him. I learnt the power of feeling or saying sorry. Appa, my father used to tell me that in relationships, the relationship matters much more than who is right and wrong. And therefore we both generously exchanged sorries, and I hope when the tally is kept, my count of saying sorry is more than Appa's. I would do that with my Appa, then why not with my Master? I also felt comforted that if we are on the wrong track, he will point out directly if we are lucky or indirectly. I felt confident that his action and intention is always our benefit and our betterment. Example number 2. After a while in the very same car ride, perhaps in a tone of enquiry, I asked Master, Master, why does the Master feel emotion when he is in such an advanced state of being, way beyond heart, mind, all regions? He beautifully responded, to perform at the worldly level, the Master has to descend. Then he also feels such things. He paused and added, generally, the Master will vibrate slightly above the Abhyasi's level, so that there is some stretch for the Abhyasi to match his condition. Otherwise, the Abhyasi cannot even reach the Master. He paused again and added, so, mastery is in having flexibility of consciousness. It was an awe-inspiring and superb learning. Later in that ride, third example, I asked him, does the Master have any need? And he said, he does not have any need of his own except to see his people develop to the highest. It reinforced to me what the real Guru Dakshina is. This creation of nature, the Master, is truly a matter to wonder. What we need towards him is a beautiful word Chari Master popularized, which is adoration, a combination of admiration, reverence, and love, not crucifixion. Master recently explained that transmission is so subtle, but grace is even subtler, and that there is nothing like grace. Master will correct any misconception, but it occurred that as grace descends from the Master has to be the subtlest. So with your permission, dear sisters and brothers, and with a prayer to the great Nachiketas, a set of 3 prayers on behalf of all of us to revere Daji Master. Number 1, a long, healthy, cheerful life for him with us. May his mandate be fulfilled. Number 2, no more crucifixion of the Master from this generation of Abhyasis onwards, so that posterity may write that in the spiritual regime of Daji Master Sri Kamlesh Patel, a new era emerged where development of Abhyasis happened without crucifixion of the Master. And prayer number 3, for our making of ourselves with his support in such a way that we are lost in wonder of him as little children, and the hierarchy in turn is so wonderstruck by our condition that they themselves long a travel from their brighter world to our brightest world. In this mutual wonder, may we all meet and merge with love. Thank you, Master.
See, the Gurus are not there to make association that only if you obey my words, only if you follow me, only if you give me Guru Dakshinas, I will shower grace and transmission or blessings or, abundance from above. No, Guru will never have such a selfishness. A true Guru asks nothing from a disciple. In fact, Gurus are there only to serve the humanity. They are there to give, not to take.
पॉन्ड बनेगा पॉन्ड एक और बात बोल देंगे